After a billion-dollar hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help save you time and get claims paid faster.
Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. Let's see if the audio is working. I have a little bit of a delay, so I'm kind of padding for time just a little bit so somebody can hear how it sounds. And we're good. All right, cool. So we're jumping right into this daily 12 p.m. hail forecast on this Tuesday afternoon, sponsored by C3 Group. Check out their page in the description below if you're watching us on Facebook, and go give them a search if you're watching us elsewhere on these videos. You can stream it on the app as one of your options for watching these videos. You download our app in the App Store and Google Play Store. Hit that lightning bolt lower hand corner of your screen and it will bring up this video from the YouTube stream, and you can check that one out there. Continue working, continue looking at maps, canvassing, whatever it is that you're doing while the video plays in that corner there. But if you want to see it in full screen, click on it, rotate it, and there you go. Full screen mode for all the glory of these videos. If, of course, you're watching on the app, make sure you have notifications set up so you don't miss any of those videos, or we have any kind of other content that we're sending out, whether it's hail happening, golf ball size hail or larger, etc. Notification options, notification settings. If it's not your first rodeo, you know exactly how all this gets done, and you hit 1, 2, or 3 different options, whether it's through the app, through your email, or through your desktop computer, and you get to city, metros, entire states, or the entire country, whatever it is that you want to have notifications for. Here we are for this last day of July. We have 3 different areas we're looking at here for possible hail. We have here across New Mexico, central New Mexico. Again, yesterday we had some hail in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Looks like we have a chance again this evening, kind of the same deal, up to some ping pong ball size hail is possible. I think mostly a lot of high volume hail, a lot of high volume smaller stuff. We actually have a chance in Ohio, 2% chance for Cincinnati. I think most of this activity is going to keep hail sizes a little bit smaller. There's about a bunch of rain that moved through this morning. That's going to help keep instability a lot lower across Ohio. So I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see anything over maybe quarter size hail in Ohio. And then finally up to the north here by Fargo and parts of far northern sections of Minnesota, we have a 2% chance we could see some hail upwards of ping pong balls as well. So I got the models here showing locally different areas. This is across New Mexico here. Just pay attention to the screen. Bam, see the storms going from north to south, almost identical to what we had yesterday across Albuquerque. Probably see some storms again. Whether it's in Albuquerque or out in the desert remains to be seen, but we'll see what happens going on this evening after about 5 o'clock local time. Excuse me there. And here we go into Ohio here, and we step out of the way. You guys see those storms kind of forming. That one shows some storms going through Columbus, Ohio. Again, roll back, try this all over again. See the initial rain pushing out. The model actually has some storms in West Virginia, and then other storms. That second round of storms, what we're looking at in terms of that hail threat going on into this evening. And finally, later on tonight is the last risk. This will be across sections of Minnesota and possibly down by Fargo. This looks more linear in nature, but those initial developments, so when it comes around again here, you see the storms initially forming. That's where you could see up to that ping pong ball size hail. Then after that turns into the nothing from the storm in Houston. No, nothing in that. From what you guys are seeing in Houston, no hail in that. Houston, you guys probably won't really see much of hail until maybe the fall, winter time. You guys, unfortunately, summertime is real hard to get hail that far south along the Gulf, just due to really warm, deep layers of the atmosphere. Makes the hail melt pretty quickly as you're coming down. Anyway, moving ahead to tomorrow, we have 2 areas we're looking at. We have one again in New Mexico. So everything was in the Front Range in Colorado. Well, it's shifted a little further south now. Showing possibly some golf ball size hail across sections of Albuquerque. Points to the east into sections of Texas Panhandle and Oklahoma Panhandles. And we have another chance for some hail further to the north across Minnesota up into Wisconsin, just to the south and east of Minneapolis most likely. I think it'll be kind of similar to what we have potential for this evening across northern Minnesota, where storms are going to form and kind of turn into a bit of a line as they move to the south and east, keeping those hail sizes in check, probably under ping pong ball size. That's what we're looking at for that first day of August. And with that, I'll show you guys the future radar shown here. Storms forming pretty much just to the south and east of Minneapolis, and then working their way south along that river there, whichever river that one is, moving down in towards and dying out right as we get into the state of Illinois. So as we're looking at for that first northern risk and the southern risk, it looks pretty similar to what we have today. This NAM model seems to be, I think, overdoing it just a tiny bit with the amount of coverage of storms that we're going to be seeing tomorrow. But again, kind of just rinse and repeat what we saw, what we saw yesterday and what we're seeing today. Maybe move it a little bit to the east. Hold on, go back to Houston. You got to make something happen here, bro. I can't control the weather, Sean. Unfortunately, I can just kind of report things happen. Maybe you guys are gonna have a hurricane or something. August is gonna be pretty quiet, I think, for much of southeastern Texas, unless you guys manage to see another hurricane or something. Just staying. Climatology is not in your favor right now. Just put it that way. So with that, moving ahead to the 5-day, where could we see some hail? Sponsored by C3 Group. Here's today and tomorrow. Again, just that population pretty low for the most part. Hail size is pretty low for your Tuesday, and then on Wednesday up to some golf ball size hail again possible. Just recapping, 3-star map chances are pretty low. Thursday, not really thinking we're seeing a lot of hail right now. We're in the dog days of summer, and there isn't any real dominant looking event, kind of like what we had a couple weekends ago, or even just the past week and a half in the consistent storms in the Front Range. There isn't anything really sticking out, so there probably will be some hail on Thursday, but right now there's nothing that we can really pinpoint, and it's looking kind of low at the moment. Might get a little clearer as we move forward. Friday and Saturday, however, it looks like we could see a little bit more hail possible. Saturday even, we might have a slightly higher chance of getting a 3-star map. I'll show you guys where we're thinking. So here we are on Thursday, low hail risk. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a storm or two maybe up in Montana, but right now looking pretty low end for your Thursday. Friday, we're up here again by Fargo in northern Minnesota. Those storms up to maybe some golf balls are possible. Unfortunately, very low in population, so we're probably not going to see much on the 3-star map. And then maybe on Saturday we move a little bit closer to Minneapolis, and that's why I up that up to maybe a 5% chance seeing a 3-star. I think St. Cloud is in there. Unfortunately, for the rest of the nation, it is pretty quiet, and August is primarily a fairly quiet time of the year. Pretty low-end amounts of hail, so you gotta really hope that we get a good storm, kind of like we had here in July, 1 or 2 maybe, or of course now we're getting a little bit deeper into hurricane season. Hurricane season has been very quiet so far this year. We'll see if that turns around as we get into that second half of August. All it takes is one hurricane, and that really can make or break a year for those hurricane chasers out there. So you want to hear more about hail trace, hear more about the weather, hear more about our insights, what we're thinking for the fall maybe, or whatever Derek has in store for that Lunch and Learn in Denver tomorrow. Come check it out. Derek will be there. He'll be one of the multiple speakers that are going to be at this event from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Denver, Colorado. Hail Trace, along with all these other lovely companies, including C3 Group, who sponsor these videos, will all be there speaking, and so check that out if you're in the area. I think you had to RSVP for it. Might still be some spots. Don't quote me on that, but check them out. Regardless, we do these pretty frequently, so if you miss us here, we'll just come keep an eye out on SVG, and there'll be more events coming down the pipeline. So follow us on Facebook as well if we do show up at any other events, or if we have any live coverage or any other exciting things we post on our Hail Trace page. Follow the page if you haven't already. Hit see first, so it pops at the top of your news feed, especially when we do live coverage and it's not the consistent every single day at a specific time. It's great to have that on there, so if you miss our notification, or if our notifications are being kind of wonky, you can pop on your Facebook news feed right there at the top. And any other comments, questions, or concerns you may have, give us a call, email us, or visit us on hailtrace.com. And you can message us on intercom in the lower right-hand corner of your screen on hailtrace.com. Sends out a message to everyone on staff. We love to hear from you guys, and we thank you so much for supporting us through all these months. We've been doing these videos nearly every single day since February, and we couldn't have done it without you guys' support. So I thank you so much, and everyone here at Hailtrace thanks you as well. And tune in tomorrow at 12 p.m. I will not be doing the video. I'm actually going to be on call for once, so I think Frank will be here instead, taking up the reins of doing the video tomorrow at 12 p.m. So come and check that out. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you.